What's going on, gamers? We got an interesting rumor going on here coming from Jeff Grubb that I think is definitely not going to make any sense at all. And I'm kind of tired of this flip-flopping exclusive nonsense with Xbox. So we're going to have to talk about this, why this is a terrible idea if true. And if they do that, why would you do that in this era where shooters die significantly faster than ever before? Definitely shooters that are actually really good, and they're trying to like get a lifeline, and it's crazy. So let's get into this. Become a member if you want. Leave a tip down below, like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Right off the bat, it says right here, according to Jeff Grubb, Gears of War E-Day will not release on PS5. Gears of War E-Day was going to be on PS5. It's not anymore. I don't fully believe that. That's just happened. This was a decision that just got made via Giant Bomb at Night Day 2. You know, here's the thing. Like, it's interesting that he says this because I wonder what's going to happen when they announce it for PS5. Because a lot of these other tweets I'm reading are saying that it got posted on Walmart. It's already there for pre-orders. It got posted on other websites. And yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think when it comes to this type of stuff, Microsoft needs to think very carefully about this because you don't have a shooter that's guaranteed to be bigger than Arc Raiders. And you know how much Arc Raiders sold? Multiple platforms, but look at the install base now. Look at how many people are playing that game. Look at what happened with High Guard. Look at all those shooters. Look at Battlefield, right? And they're still massive and they sell a lot more. And Gears is not going to be bigger than those games. How are you going to afford to keep that game alive? People move on so fast on those games now. It's crazy. It sucks. This is the world that we're living in now. So let's see what Jeff Grubb has to say real quick. Then we're going to also read some comments and get into it real quick.
Ago that was even like more plausible, but like the way it is right now, like I'll say it here, Gears of War E-Day was going to be on PS5.
Yeah,
it's not anymore.
So then
that
like,
just happened.
Yeah,
like that's just a decision that just got made.
Yeah,
and it's like they're going backwards on this stuff where it's like they were like this battle doesn't make any sense, and now they're like, oh, exclusives to what, sell another 20 million Xboxes?
It's like E-Day for play.
There's no way they will be able to sell 20 million Xboxes. He's being a clown. Yeah, Microsoft is barely going to even be able to get a couple million off before this generation is up with, unless they drop the price and try exclusives. But even then, like I said, what is it going to do for you? It's too late in a generation. You're talking about you want to be a #1 publisher. If you do that, your publishing is going to tank significantly. Because now you're not going to have the publishing support on PlayStation, which is the biggest third-party publishing support historically. That's why they needed PlayStation if they wanted to become a powerful publisher, right? Because it's like, yeah, you have to be on PlayStation. Then you need Nintendo as well, and then you need PC. So pulling it from PlayStation 5 is different. It doesn't mean it's going to be an Xbox exclusive. Then Xbox exclusive means only on Xbox. Now pulling it from PlayStation 5 means you're just not going to give it to PlayStation. But you're still going to need Steam. You see? There's no way they're going to be able to do this. So if you want to try a Forza situation, sure, you could do that and then add it on PlayStation later. But I think with a game like Gears, I wouldn't take that risk. I'm just saying, historically, it's never been a huge game on PC. Halo is different, though. And this game must be better than every other shooter on the market if you're going to be doing that. You better hit like a 90+ meta or get close to that. It needs to be Game of the Year contender oriented. This is the type of stuff you need, and it needs to sell like Forza selling. If you don't have that, you're making a huge mistake. You see? But if you get the PlayStation 5 base, you're going to be guaranteed a couple million sales. It's interesting to think, do I want to pass that up? Because this online game, I need it to have the most support. Why do you think Sony, with their multiplayer games, are even putting them everywhere? Helldivers was not only on PlayStation. Look at the success they got from Steam. They can put Helldivers on Xbox. I'm talking about multiplayer games here, not single-player games. So Microsoft trying to play that game is not going to work with multiplayer games. Because now more than ever, multiplayer games die incredibly fast. And like I said, you can historically look at the numbers on Steam charts and just threads in general and look at what Arc Raiders is going through. And that game was literally taking over. Then it just fell off a cliff. Battlefield, I've never seen it drop off so fast. And it usually will last way longer than that. Even Call of Duties don't last that long until you come with something huge, like maybe a Modern Warfare 4 or something. But even then, they drop them every single year. It's not like they have shooters where they could drop every single year. This is a tough game that they're going to be playing here. Let's go on some of these comments. Hurricane says, this seems dumb, right? Nobody cares and plays on Xbox. It's already a dead brand. And this is kind of just like speaking the truth here. You know, and it's not trying to beat down anything, but it's more like, this isn't the 360 days. You don't have Gears sitting over there with like a 70-something million install base, or you're in the 60 million range, and they made it all the way up to almost 90 million. You see what I mean? So that's basically what he's saying. How are you going to do this, which is Xbox and Steam? They may drop off Gears. If they do, you're left with the Xbox. Yeah, and then your game is going to be in trouble. How are you going to get that money back? Chip Ahoy says, have fun selling a non-existent install base on Xbox then. Dead on arrival, Microsoft is lost. And a lot of people are going to say this if this is true, but that's only if this is true. We're going to find out at the game showcase. I'll have to get to it later. My video will be up later on it. Because unfortunately, I got to do some stuff with my brother. As I told you guys, he passed and all that. So, you know, there's something we're doing for him today. And then tomorrow's the funeral. So that's going to be like a reset. That's going to be very tough. So I'll have to get a video up. I'll try to make a video tonight so I can have one up just to go before we go and do that. All that stuff's going to be, yeah, I'm going to have to get through that. But thank you again, guys, for all the support. I appreciate that. Let's continue down here, though. John P. Thorne says, new CEO giving in to pressure from a small, loud audience of fanboys and influencers. Sony business strategy, LOL. Well, here's the thing. If this is true, I can understand why people are feeling this way. Like I said before, they have to be very careful how they're playing their cards here. Gears would have not been the game you want to do that with. Honestly, in general, you already tried it with Forza. And to me, I think the CEO would be lost if they did do this. And so is Satya, because you're not making it to where people could get millions of Xboxes while trying that. Your prices are still the same. You're not subsidizing. And you need that profit back. So how are you going to play that game? Like I said, when Forza came out, Xboxes should have been $100 off immediately. Why weren't they, though? So what's the point of exclusivity if you ain't going to make your hardware available? Because how are you going to get that? You see what I mean? It literally makes no sense. Do we see Xbox deals coming in where Xbox consoles are $100 off? Like, I mean, you need to slash that price $100 off. Like minimum $100 off, not 50. It needs to go down $100 minimum. You need to be a lot cheaper than PlayStation 5 because they're already significantly ahead of you. This is just business in general when you go in stores. If this brand is completely destroying you like this, you need to become cheaper than them. No product, food-wise, anything would play that game if this other brand is literally slaughtering them. Like TVs, everything, like you have to be cheaper. You see what I mean? I think the Xbox Series X needs to go back to $500, and the Series S needs to be $299. That's chump change for Microsoft to lose that. It's still nothing. You'll still make money somewhere else if you wanted to play that game. Daniel Ahmad says, looks like PlayStation 5 owners are having an L day if this was actually true. I personally, like when you think about, like let's say if I was only on PlayStation, though I always own everything, I wouldn't care because it doesn't feel the same like it did before. I'm not going to sit there and play Gears like I did Gears 1. Which is the most played Gears, and then Gears 2 after that. Those two I played the most. I'm not going to do it because I just don't feel that way for shooters anymore. And I just feel like the soul of them has significantly fell off the cliff. Cliff Blazinski's not there either. That's the original guy with Epic Games. It's Coalition. It's like 343. It's like, though I think Coalition is better than them probably now, but I don't know. I hope this game turns out to do well, though. You at least better hit that 85 meta bracket. So... Because my 50-year-old son has no idea what Gears of War is. He also has no idea who Master Chief is. Xbox is a dead brand. Damn. Stupidest take. They released Gears of War Remaster already on the PS5. Ain't no way they're not going to release E-Day for PlayStation. Yeah, remember, this is what Jeff Grubb is saying. This doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually true. Reese says the Gears Remaster didn't sell. Why would E-Day? Well, I know E-Day would sell more than that because Gears Remaster is a little bit different. And if it was a remake, I think it would have done better as well, too. It's not like it did terrible on PlayStation. I'm pretty sure it sold more than it did on Xbox. You see what I mean? If you think about that, who sold the most? No, Sony still got you decent sales. It's just that Gears franchise isn't powerful like Halo. And it's insane to me that they did not try Halo and multiplayer on PlayStation. I still cannot believe this, guys. So they need to be careful. With their biggest franchises, yeah, it seems like if this was going to be true, you're already making mistakes and killing both of your biggest franchises. So you have to be very careful with that. If you wanted to do the exclusive game, you needed to get things prepared. You needed to have your hardware be cheaper than Sony and be ready on this market, but they're not doing that. So if the hardware is not available to buy easy to get in access, then what are we doing here? The Gears remasters and sell well. This guy's saying this also. Yeah, like, my thing is like, I understand why people would think this, but E-Day would sell more than that. It's a newer game. Good. Now cancel Forza Horizon 6 and Halo as well. No need to give Sony any games. They won't reciprocate. Why would Sony need to put any games on your console? You're not making any sense. And have them go over to the Helix, and you're just kind of slow, because this would have to transfer into PC support, which they already removed. They don't need to do that. You're not in the position of Sony. You got slaughtered. You can't even outsell the Switch 1. So, well, that's what I'm saying. Gears of War E-Day Standard Edition PlayStation 5. You see the image right here coming soon. If you look at other places, it's there. Tom Warren posted that 13 hours ago. This guy says this is a big win for Xbox if true. It's funny that you think that, but it's not, because Forza would have been that staple point. Gears is not going to be bigger than Forza. I'm sorry, no. It's hard for shooters to sell like that nowadays. Why do you think Microsoft to put Call of Duty on Nintendo Switch 2 now? It ain't in its glory days anymore either. So I'm telling you, this shooter market is very tough. We really have to be aware of this. So we kind of get an idea here. Here goes this right here. Report. Gears of War E-Day and the Halo campaign Evolve pre-orders and PS5 release. Gears of War E-Day, briefly listed for $100 PS5 page, sparked rumors, which journalist Jeff Grub quickly dismissed as a canceled project and was probably early access. Despite cancellation plans, a physical PS5 SKU and UPC barcode definitely exists, though it is unclear if this version will actually be released. Price is $70, not $100. Xbox Series and PC pre-orders will open tonight following the Xbox Game Showcase. Halo campaign Evolved. Xbox Series and PC pre-orders also open tonight. PS5 version is planned, but it is unconfirmed if pre-orders will go live tonight. I mean, dude, put on the t-shirt and everything. Let's not do this now. Physical editions are confirmed for both PS5 and Xbox Series X, priced at $50. It needs to be, because there's no multiplayer. That's actually a smart decision. That's what I was talking about before. I've been saying this on my videos. It needs to be $49.99 then, if you're not going to have multiplayer. And then I think in the future you should do like a boom, boom, boom reveal, multiplayer coming soon. You shake the gaming industry, because it's Halo 1. I don't know why you don't do it. It's not hard. Don't do no MTX, just do that. And I'm telling you, you're going to sell millions of more copies. You want that publishing power? You want to dominate? This game will be up for years and years and years. It won't die. You see? You do that, you're going to be in a really good position. But yeah, I can't see them not doing Gears of War E-Day for PS5. If they're doing Forza, they got to do Gears. Gears is not the game to do that for. I would really like to play Gears of War E-Day on my PS5. However, if it was Xbox PC exclusive, I'd understand, and I just have to play something else. Yeah, nobody's going to go get anything for Gears. It would have to be shaking the whole world. Unless it comes out of nowhere and hits 90 plus meta, and you're trying that, and you're dominating all other shooters, and you're going to be over Call of Duty and all that. Hey man, that's going to be tough, right? So that's where these posts came from. Kieran says, the fact that Xbox fans have been reduced to celebrating Gears of War potentially being exclusive shows how far the brand is actually falling, even though it will likely only be timed like Forza Horizon 6. That's the only solution I could see to this. If you're trying something like that, and then it's coming to PlayStation 5 later. If you want to play that game. It's a dangerous game though, because there's so many games coming out this year that you need to be careful, because August, don't get me started with September. It is so packed, it's insane, because people are scared of Grand Theft Auto. That's why I say you need as much sales as you can get immediately before GTA hits. It's tough. So be very careful with that. The guy celebrated the cancellation of PC ports more than anyone. What the F are you talking about? You complete DA. Oh boy. PlayStations are the market leader and don't need to port their games anywhere. Well, Nintendo's the market leader now. But third party, Sony's leading the market for that, for support, of course. So I can understand that. And this is just a bunch of drama here. But here we have it, guys. Let me know what you think about this drama going on here. And this is where WCCF Tech is saying too. He's saying that Asha Sharma is reportedly the one doing this, because she wants to try to go back to console exclusivity. Be careful with that. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Got to get out of here soon. Later, y'all. Keep on gaming no matter what platform you're on.